Why, hi, Connie Zirkle. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Yay. Say hi, Bobo. Hi, Brian. Hi, Ginger. I didn't get Bobo here. There we go. Hi, guys. Okay, so I suddenly realized it was getting to the end of the day, and I had promised to show what I've been working on out front. So, Mr. Bobo here was all snuggled up with me on the couch, so he got to come outside. Hi, guys. Aw, wow. You guys are jumping on fast. How nice. Well, I'm going to do my best to show you what I've done in the front without losing signal. To connect. Wow, I have limited. So let me try to turn this around. Maybe from there. Yay. Okay. So this is the front yard of the farm. Jay and Jeff came by and mowed for me. Well, not really for us, just because it needed to be done. But we sure benefit from how nice it looks. That's for sure. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And happy Mother's Day to those who are like me, that Mother's Day isn't, it's not one of my favorite days of the year. But God was good today, and I got through it, and I'm grateful. So here you can start to see what I've been doing, what I've been up to. I could only go so far, though. So some of you may have seen me out here with some paint, I don't know, maybe a week and a half ago, something like that. And yeah, so we're still waiting for our house to sell before we can buy this beauty in all her glory. And so in the meantime, those of you that may recall, I had gone to the auction, and I purchased a whole bunch of these plants at auction. And then I started to figure out what I was going to do with them, where I was going to place them. And since I kind of already knew we would like to put a garage on this side of the house, that tree, kind of where the end of it would be right where the tree is, and then it would go out toward the field there with about an 18-foot breezeway to start that someday down the road we could fill in. And so what I've started to do is set it up. I don't know if you can see, I have stakes kind of marked. You can kind of see a pattern here. And it's and also you can see from the old pig area, let's see if I can zoom in. You can see those fence panels, those are 18 feet long. So I'll paint those black since I already had these gates. I'll use these gates as kind of a front. Right now they're just propped open to help hold them up. But I'm going to use that to make a kind of like a little courtyard, and then put some turf down or something so that the dogs can be out here and not fleas and ticks. So this will be a nice dog area without ever spending money. So right now I'm just setting things up in my imagination, I guess, if you could say. And then the garage area, which I don't know why I'm losing connection. I'm very close to the house, so I should be having good signal. Hi, Ginger. And then this front area here, fire pit will actually be in the middle of a mulch bed. And I started out with white lines, and then I relayed out with stone, kind of a walking path to where all that stone there, between the rocks and the grass. The goal would be to dig that out and get that all filled in with lawn. And then there'd be the pathway, and then all this mulch with lots of things that'll be green year round. And then I like just big pops of white. So hydrangea, the boxwoods, and then something similar here. So I'm kind of changing like the curb appeal center of the house. Instead of the center of the house just being the structure itself, it'll be more of a center between a future garage, breezeway, and then house. And then since this whole thing is going to be one big mulch bed, and it's a little hard to see. Let me see if I can hold the camera and point. But it'll come along this way and go out, get a little closer to the house, and then come out and go around that tree and then come around. And then that'll allow us on this side of the house, sorry, I'm turning quickly, to have the old stone outdoor fire pit. And then on the far side, I'll zoom in there, we have the old original hand-dug stone well. And so that'll remain. I'll just, redo the plantings around there so that it's kind of more highlighted in the space. And then because this tree is so close to the house and really blocks the house, probably that tree would get converted to firewood, as well as that big tree there, because that one has some damage to it. And if I put any structure there, you can see I'm at risk of losing it anyway with the next storm. And then I've got a dogwood and another flowering tree that I can place. But look how beautiful the front looks, all freshly mowed by the guys. And then I'll point this out too. It was hard to even tell in the wintertime, but the Steinmetz had planted these trees. There's one there, and another there, and another there, and another there. So I don't think these other trees are, I don't think like this big tree is going to be missed. Plus, I can tell just from photographs, it's actually not that old on the property. It must have been a very, very fast growing tree. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing that I said I would show you guys. Yeah, so the hydrangeas. And then I've got some plants just kind of tucked back in there. There'll also be some lavender and some rosemary. Maybe a couple more hydrangeas. There was a whole bunch of Jacob's ladder in the flower bed, and right now I've pulled a bunch of them up with their roots, and they're being, let's see if I can show you again. They're right there in that bucket. So keeping them alive, I need to learn about them, and see if that's something that, since it seemed to grow, it was very happy growing there. I just don't want anything up close to the house. I'm really wanting to get the whole pests thing a thing of the past. I don't know if you would have known. I got a horrible, wicked spider bite on my arm this week and had to go to urgent care. It bit me close to the elbow, and the swelling went halfway to my wrist and halfway up to my arm, and was causing swelling in underneath my arm. But you can see where the doctors had marked up. So I got to get serious about not getting bitten by things, if that's even possible. Who knows, right? But some of these are really pretty. I tried to get a variety of things with more of a blue and a deep green and a yellow green, because I just love, I love the big blooms of hydrangeas. And a couple of these really pretty spruce, or I'm sorry, this is a cedar, but this maxes out at 10 feet. So that's a chance to have something ornamental. Oh, and I'll show you something really sweet. So way back in January, Lauren gave me a little plant with some pink daisies on it in a tiny little pot, like a little, not even a 4-inch pot, maybe a little 3-inch pot. And so I put it in the windowsill and I took care of it. And this tiny little plant, look, it's grown and it gave me a fresh flower. So look at that. All the way from the end of January. And it bloomed again. Isn't that the greatest? I'm so excited. These are my couple of flowering trees that I need to, well, I don't know if that was really a flowering tree, that I need to figure out what I'm gonna place those, because of their size. I have to be more careful with where I plant them. And oh, maybe you guys want to see some fish. Yeah. I gotta figure out, maybe I need to put Bobo down. Well, I'll try. We're gonna take Bobo with us, and hopefully I don't lose signal either. Yep, and it was the weed whacker. While they were mowing, I got to use the weed whacker and at least clear a path so I can walk out here. All right, well, I'm gonna prop this up. Let's see, where can I put Bobo for a second? Right here, Bobo. This is nice and soft right there, buddy. Let me turn the water off so you don't have to listen to or we don't have all the bubbles, and you can actually see the fish. There we go. It may take a minute. There we go. Oh, the duck's doing really well, Sebastian. Yes, and my female duck that has the bumblefoot or whatever's going on with her arm, I put her in a safe area so that the boys wouldn't be banging her around. And she's doing better too. So she gets a little baby aspirin every morning. But look, I mean, it's May, and look, the fish are doing well. What? Yep, still haven't mastered this whole reflection thing, huh? Even after all this time. Now, I've already fed them for the day. And we have some big frogs. Oh my goodness, down by the ducks. Yeah, you can kind of see them. I always get quiet when I show them. That's funny. Aw, yeah, we still have the pool fish too, so I'm feeding them as well. Let's go see. Can't always see the pool fish. You can see Bobo. I set him in the cut grass for a second here so I could turn that pool filter off. All right, Bobo, come here, baby. I'm going to turn the camera around, find it. So this is this tall stuff is what I whacked yesterday so I could get to those fish. We'll see what we can see. You can hear the geese. I don't see any. It just looks gross. I don't see any fish. I'll walk around the perimeter. Do you guys see any? I don't see any right now. Yeah, we do hope to utilize the pool this year, but it'll still be a while before that happens. Because now on top of everything else, yeah, I have, actually the mosquitoes aren't bad. You can imagine, it's because it's me. Mosquitoes, every kind of bug loves to bite me. You would think I'd be getting eaten alive right now, but you can see there's really not a lot of mosquito activity. And hidden behind that is one of those, oh, what's it called? Dynatrap, yeah. I've got 3 1-acre Dynatraps on different sides of the house. Well, 2 of them are up. One of them's not up yet. Well, I didn't see any fish in the pool. Here, I'll turn around so you can look at Bobo while we walk down to the ducks. And hopefully I keep signal. Hey, Bobo. You gonna say hi to everybody? The Dynatraps, when we had them before in Texas, I thought they were fantastic. You just have to, you have them on, you leave them on, you just don't turn them on and off, and they do a decent job actually. Here so far, I don't know. I can only imagine with all of this water, like here. Okay, I can turn it around now. See, because after the rains, we had a bunch of rains, so I mean, this is just would be a mosquito haven, and I'm just not getting bit. So I'm gonna go with they're doing a pretty good job. Yeah, he is cute, and I think they're worth the money. And the prices actually on them have come down. All right, so we're looking around. There's George. There's Martha. Okay, and that's my little duck that has the injured leg that gets her baby aspirin every morning just to help kind of with some pain and swelling. And she's actually much better. She's getting around now. I did this because when I first tried to get her contained, it was just way too hot. And I didn't want her being closed up, but I didn't want her being stuck outside. So I kind of made this area where she can come out, and sometimes she has a couple of her girlfriends that'll come hang out with her really close. And then she makes the water in the black dish pretty gross pretty quickly. So every morning I give her fresh water in the blue one and give her feed. And it's a little hard to tell because it's dark in there. But in that corner back in there, she's made herself a nice little nest, and she's still giving me an egg every day. So I think she's doing pretty well with that going on, which is kind of nice. And her name is, and so she got a name. Her name is Annabelle. And yeah, so that's Annabelle being pretty cute. And Sebastian, he's getting along great, but he's just, I had hoped he'd be a much nicer, like, all right, as a duck mom, I'd be more proud of him if he was a little friendlier. He's a little aloof. And actually, I've no one to blame but myself. I mean, he's probably just a lot like me, just a little bit in his own world, kind of keeps to himself. And he'll follow around somewhat. There's the guys heading out to the watering hole. Hi, Sebastian. Hi, Sebastian. What you doing, ducky duck? And I don't know if you can see the water down by the cows is really low. There's still water now because we just had all that rain, but it did get pretty low. So I'll see how close I can get to show you what we've done here. Is the garden hose goes to the duck pond, And unless I allow it to overflow, it gets kind of murky mucky. But you can just barely see on the other side of that pole is a, I don't know how many gallons, maybe 50. Zoom in. Anyway, so then the hose goes a little beyond it and keeps that full. So that way, at least they have fresh water. Yeah, and actually that's what made me think of going live, is because the cows were, I looked out the window and they just went into the woods. All right, you can still see Cinco. I'll see if I can zoom in and you can see Cinco. Nope, it's not letting me, oh, there we go. There. You could just make out the backside of Cinco. But Uno and Chuck were playing, I'm gonna say playing, question mark. Kind of like, you know, like Chuck was swinging his head and Uno had his head facing Chuck, and it's getting a little, like, I just didn't know, maybe a little on the aggressive side, I don't know. So I thought, oh, I better call Jay just to make sure. And of course, then they stopped. Yeah, that's my burn pile, but I don't want to burn it without, you know, at least someone else home, and I'm home alone on the farm by myself a lot, usually working inside. But yeah, there's Cinco. I don't know where the other two boys went. They were just out. I was hoping to share. It's okay. But very cute. He's very cute. You know, I have no idea what we're gonna do. I mean, until we own it, we really can't do much except try to take care of the animals. I'll see if I can zoom in on Sebastian, my little stinker duck. But he's beautiful. Hi, Sebastian. Are you being nicer to your friends? He doesn't do anything mean, but he just, you know, he's not the welcoming committee either. Why, hi. Oh, you're chatty right now. Hi, Missy. No luck selling our house yet. We're getting ready to lower the price a third time, and we have an open house next weekend. I got some that are swimming. I'll try to zoom out and then in. There, you can see that's their little trickle of water to keep the pond from going green. But they're, because they're, it does overflow, it's kind of muddy around the perimeter over there where the boys were. And so I'll see them over being so cute, just digging for worms. But how beautiful, huh? It's going to be dusk soon. Aw, thank you. I appreciate the encouragement. Hi, Mary. I hope you're feeling better, Mary. Oh, look at that. So amazing. Now, this is where we have the ginormous frog. We have a frog that's the size of like a very large, a man's large hand, like making a fist, just a huge mitt. And that's the size of this frog. He's so big, he kept trying to get away from me through the fence, and he couldn't. Like, you see a number of those little gaps underneath the fence, he wasn't fitting until he finally found a bigger hole. I think they seem pretty happy too. And it turns out that I eat enough eggs that I never seem to get like too many eggs just sitting around. And I also never really have a shortage, so it's really funny. Sometimes I feel bad. I go collect the eggs and I'm like, I feel bad. I want to take their babies. But I have cut back a little bit on the egg eating because I have two, well, one in particular for sure, one mama duck that has been sitting on her nest and I've been leaving her alone. So it's supposed to be like 28 days for duck eggs. So I may end up with a couple more little ducks. But it's just so relaxing. Although I do hate the smell. When it rains and there's all this like duck debris around, this little area does reek. Oh, look at the boys. See, this is their watering hole. And now that water doesn't move as much, and so you can see it's getting muck on it. There's... Hello, Mr. Duck, with the green bill. But see, I think they're able to get a lot of critters out of that mud. They stay on the perimeter. It's really cute. See if I can show you the mama. Sorry about that. Here, let me zoom out so you don't get sick. So I come over here, and now I usually just put some fresh water and some food inside so she doesn't have to come out. Of course, she absolutely can come out if she wants. But I'm just going to poke you in. I won't be able to see what... See, let me see if I can turn this. She is. See, she's puffing. She does that at me, like to protect her babies. Hi, Mama Duck. I'm not going to bother you. It's just a camera. And then, so because of that, I don't really, I don't want to disturb her. And so if anybody lays additional eggs in there, I haven't been retrieving them because I don't want to stress her out. No, I do not have chickens. We found out really early on our stay here that Mark doesn't appreciate roosters. That's like the nicest I can say that. Why, hello, guys. Hi, ducky ducks. Yeah, I think so. She goes like she's puffing herself up or something. And I interpret that as she's trying to ask me to give her some space. So I do it. Well, Sebastian, you are one beautiful duck. I know, baby ducks would be so cute. Oh my goodness. All right, go for a swim. Go for a swim. And some people from the power company came and they got those large tree trunks that had fallen. They were able to get those, chopped up a little bit so that they're no longer there we go. Causing problems, I don't know if you remember, they were laying on not the power line, but one of the other like cable lines. And I got all these rings are 18 feet long. and I got them all separated and loosened up. And then I quickly realized that I don't have the strength by myself to move them. So here they sit. But I'll walk through the pig grotto, as I used to call it. So you can see they're down now. There's nothing laying there. Those are some of them. Some of them I've drug all over the place, but yeah, so from the back, I don't know if you guys can see, my other little pom babies are out. I see checkers, but I'll look forward to getting that. These guys will get painted black and get put into place there and make a nice area for the little dogs. And then I can take this big eyesore fence that I've been so grateful for, because it's allowed my dogs to not be cooped up in the house. There's Sugar Bear. We're hunting sugar bears. Shh. Hi, Sugar. There she is, isn't she pretty? Here, I'll try to stop. There she is. Hi, Sugar Bear. Pretty cute. But yeah, the garden's getting kind of taken over. It is like an overgrown retreat. I was kind of joking, half joking, that I was gonna, instead of a farm, I was gonna have a jungle. Becky, we have no idea. We had some idea at one point, and now pretty much our attention is on getting the house sold, and then we'll figure it out from there. It'll probably involve some large trucks and long days, my guess. But isn't it beautiful? I mean, there's still a lot to clean up, but the trees are just stunning, and look at the clouds and everything. And you could see, there's the sunset. You can hear all the different animals. All right, we'll give another try on the fish. I'm not optimistic. It's probably been too long since I fed them. All right, let's look for the pool fish one more time. Pool fish. No, guys, I think they're staying down low today. Oh, but I will show you something really cool too. Well, all right. So this is, I said really cool. It's really making lemonade out of lemons. So we have this situation with this corner of the house that those of you that have been following know. There's like a whole bunch of structural question marks about it. And there's actually plumbing in that portion that's furred out right there. But because that hole, a mama bird has come, and there's a family of baby birds in there. They're being really quiet right now, but I can hear them sometimes. And it's so cute, because I'll see the mama bird come, and she'll land here on this rooftop, and I've seen her with a worm in her mouth before she goes to go into that little hole right there. And no, Kathy, I don't think they've expired. Not at all. No, I really don't think they will have expired. I saw a couple of the black ones, I don't know, maybe a week ago. Yeah, I remember they thought they didn't make them for months. And then all of a sudden one day that was there at the right time. So I'm just kind of walking through. We'll see how far my connection allows me to walk. Earlier I couldn't walk anywhere. But this will all be flower bed. This will all be lawn. Someday. I hear a Barbra Streisand song coming on. Hi, Kim. Look, here's another view. And there's the goaty goat area. Look at all the lawn where the goats used to just trample. Isn't this cool? And I'll go up and couple times I've come out here and I've that taller one that, well, Dennis would sometimes stand there. Most of the time he would stand there. But he would come and just stand out here, and now I know why. And I'll share it with you. All right, Bobo, we're gonna go up high. You ready? Here we go. So from here, look at the vantage point. This is POV Dennis the goat. Isn't that cool? Our neighbor Randy. And that's where their shelter was, the Billies, and out toward the street. This is still all Dennis's view. What a smart goat. I love Dennis's seat. Pretty cool, huh, guys? Yep. And I helped birth baby goats right there one time. On my very first trip to the farm. Yeah, I want to build, like, it's not going to happen. But if I could do whatever I wanted, I want to build an invisible tree house in the woods where the cows hang out. Let's see if I can zoom in. How cool is that? That's where the ducks are down there. The field and that pile of sticks and stuff that I'm waiting for a proper day to burn. I know, it's so quiet. But look how lush. I mean, it's just a picture. Yeah, the woods do go deep. And I just have so many memories of this place, like so many of us. Like I remember when, almost a year and a half ago, when they had all those mamas had babies. Okay, I gotta take my glasses down and pay attention to what I'm doing because I gotta step down off these logs without falling. And that's my spiritual gift, is falling. There we go. I didn't fall that time. So, and I remember he had those 6-foot fence panels around this whole area. And I had no idea in the wintertime what this looked like. In the summertime, I just knew there were fence panels, and then he had all these blankets draped inside here. But then later on became the turkey lounge. And so, and this tire, and I spent so much time coming out, checking on the mamas, checking on the babies, for a visitor. Yeah, I saw Angelica had a baby boy, Oliver. It's so cute. Hope is an auntie. And so there was a time when they had all those little babies running around. All right, well, we'll go back up toward the front here. And I'll probably wrap it up. 6:45. I saw there's package night tonight, so I don't want to interfere with that. But yeah, so I saw there was a family that was restoring an old farmhouse in Pennsylvania. And when I first came across them, they said, yeah, we decided to fix up the landscape first. So it was just nicer to come home. I totally get it now. I was like, why would you put your money and energy into that? I'm like, because the inside is going to take some work and some money and some time and a really good plan. And in the meantime, we can get the front looking nicer. Yeah. So bring your own weed whacker. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, we definitely need bring your own weed whacker around here. But yeah, we got a quote to get some of there's a whole bunch of stumps that are just remaining, and Mrs. Trips a lot here needs to get those taken care of because I'm always tripping over them. I don't see them until it's too late. And then we have that one right there, which many a delivery truck has gotten stuck on. And actually, it hasn't happened while I've been here. But now, with the way I have the rocks, it's implied. I make those poor delivery people walk further. It's not very nice of me. So I'm trying to figure out what else I can do. But I'm such a dork. Like, I just love, look how pretty that, okay, that thing's unsightly. But look at how pretty that is. Beautiful old tree. It's not even that old. Oh, there I go, starting to trip again. So this is the old well that we're going to try to hang on to. And keep it as a feature. Now, when I laid things in this path for Lauren, this is the path where she laid every little brick. By hand, one at a time. Can't even see it through the jungle. There, now you can. And here's the Charles Chip can that I have straightened up so many times. But every time the rain comes, it knocks things over. And you would never know that I, actually tried to make it really pretty. So as you walk along here, you see all the decorations. But now it's just a jungle. But yeah, that's the front of the farmhouse. That's what I did. And yeah, I think it's going to look nice. It's got a lot of work to do. I've got to dig up all that old gravel and then have topsoil brought in. Up there, I've got to dig up all this old gravel. And there are stepstones and old concrete blocks and things underneath here. And so I can't even dig. That's why you see just partial digging. That's just to keep the wind from it blowing over, or if I do water it, at least it has a little chance to retain. But you just can't dig because there's just some of them look like those old stones. Yeah. So anyway, so that's all we have to share. Let's see, I'll turn around and I'll sign off with Mr. Bobo here. Oh, she's kind of slipping. There we go. There's Bobo. Okay, Bobo says hi, guys. Well, once again, hope you guys have a great rest of your Mother's Day. If you happen to watch Package Night, hope you enjoy watching their family receive and name some baby goats. So if you're interested in seeing who wins, and gets a chance to name some cute babies. They sure have a lot of babies over there. I was going to try to get over there this weekend, but with my bad arm, I didn't make it. Anyway, love you guys, and thanks for following, and thanks for checking us out. Bye.